Thank you. I could have handled that. Who are you? So if you're not with the king, so he's safe. Good. Well then, yes, I know what he means. Follow me. On second thought, perhaps you should go first. I will be right behind you. We should be safe here. This doesn't make any sense. How did they get inside the castle walls without anyone noticing? And they were clearly from House Henford. You saw too, right? The black rose on their armor. It was them, but what? You heard? Wonderful. No, I cannot help you with that. I cannot stand the sight of blood. Is it broken? Good. Well, then a cut can heal, yes? Fine. But only because right now you seem to be my only chance of surviving this. So, you surely have treated a wound before. What do I do? Alcohol. Fine. I suppose you wouldn't be lying to me now, not in a moment like this. Well, I know this house. I've spent my childhood here with my brother, so I know that the owners used to drink. I'll just have to look for something. Just stay here and don't... Ugh. Yeah. And now just like that. How could anyone drink that? How did they get inside the castle walls? They could not have used a portal. It doesn't make any sense. Our castle walls are protected. No one can open a portal in there. How did they do that? Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I hurt you? In case you didn't notice, I'm a little shaken by the fact that my home just got taken from me. I suppose I could try to be a bit more gentle. Those nights, they were clearly the soldiers of House Hanford. Clear as day. But I am to marry the son and heir of House Hanford. Why would he do that? He would naturally gain power through our marriage. And he would have the people's approval. There is no need for him to do such a thing. Unless it wasn't him. It's been a long time since I last saw him, but I remember that he had a little sister. I didn't like her. No one really did. She was always quiet but vile. She would have a motive. In their kingdom, things are a little different. Only the male heirs get to sit on the throne and inherit everything. Unlike here in our kingdom, they do not have any council that chooses who of the heirs is the most fit to rule. So she always despised her brother, that I remember, even when she was but 7 years old. That was the last time I visited them. Caden and I were 15, no, 14. But that would mean... How could his sister have power over such an army? Cannot be her. But then who? Well, we will find out sooner or later. I just hope everyone got out safely, especially my father. Do you think the other knights that were with my father were capable enough to make sure he's safe? Well, I can only trust your judgment then. I just hope that my brother doesn't hear of this. He is led by his heart most of the time, while I prefer to act on logic. His emotions usually get the better of him. And I'm afraid if he finds out what happened here, that he might come back from his journey immediately and make a stupid, rash decision that gets us all in trouble. And that he would try to take back the castle with force. So I hope that he's very far away for now. Well, he's traveling because he's looking for a wife. Because him and I are competing. Well, we both want the throne. We both think that we are each suited best for it. But I think my chances are better than his as of now. I had secured my match much earlier than him. And also, like I said, I act less on emotions. He cares so much for everyone, for all the people and everyone he loves, which is wonderful. He's a good man. But on the throne, that could be a weakness. So I think having me on the throne is what would be best for the kingdom. I can only hope that the council will see it as well. If we get our castle back, that is. But enough about me. Tell me about yourself. Since when have you been a member of the King's Guard? Only a few months. That's rather unusual. Are you by any chance that farmer's son who saved my father when he was almost choking to death? He visits the countryside rather often, but that was the most interesting story I've heard from him. You do fit his description. I suppose I should thank you for that. You saved my father's life, and also saved us from embarrassment. It would have been quite a shameful story. You did well. However, my father doesn't just turn anyone into a knight. You must have left quite the impression on him. And you say you were just a farmer, then? Nothing else? No, it's just that you don't exactly have the shape of a farmer. Even in a couple of months. No, you look like you've been trained before. No? Not very wise to lie to your future queen. But whatever reason you have for lying, I hope it's a good one. And I hope that someday you decide to talk about it, because my family isn't exactly keen on keeping liars around. Our trust has been taken advantage of more than we can count. My father used to have a friend who was like a brother to him. My father was 16 when he got put on the throne after his father died. And he had a council of mostly old people. One of them had a son, the same age as my father. And they were like brothers. Well, and then came the time when my father met my mother. And they had me and my brother. And that man became like an uncle for us. He was like family. And then one day, well, it was clear that that friend had been plotting against my father to get him off the throne. They wanted to come up with some lies about some crimes that he had obviously not committed. And when he was arrested, he yelled that he had nothing to do with it, but the evidence was clear as day. My father changed after that. He, at some point, didn't even believe his own children anymore. Didn't listen to anything we said. It got better after about 2 years, 2.5. He suddenly started to spend a lot of time with us. We knew it was because he felt guilty, but it was nice anyway, having him back, more or less. But it did leave a scar. Anyway, I now told you a very personal story, so you owe me one. Sooner or later. And it looks like we are going to spend some more time together, so you will eventually have to tell me about yourself. Nah. At least the blood stopped flowing. No, you should not drink whatever this is. Well, like I said, my brother and I used to spend a lot of time in here, and the farmers who took care of us here, they were in touch with an alchemist, and the drinks, the alcohol that this alchemist made for them was something you would not be able to buy just anywhere. Which is possibly why it hurts so much when I put this on your skin. It's nothing deadly, obviously. But I would be careful anyway. I have no idea what's in there. Nothing poisonous. Like I said, you don't have to worry. You would know by now. I met that alchemist a couple of times. Very kind. She's an elf. She should be somewhere in this world. Not on this continent anymore, though. She left a long time ago. Around the same time the farmers left this house. When my brother and I were expected to be at court, always. I wonder how she's doing. When you saved my father, did he pay you and your family properly? He did. Well, good. But since your family owns a farm, how about we make you a supplier for the court? Then you would have our protection, and we could provide you with everything you need for the fields. Horses, carriages, whatever you need. And in return, you could bring your crops to the court. Or, well, parts of it. Whatever it is that you don't need yourself. Instead of selling it in the cities. It is a deal then. I will see to it. Once we have our castle back. There you go. That looks better. Now, is there anything else that needs to be fixed now that I know how to do it? Your sword. Funny. No. You're not telling me the only weapon you have is broken. Wonderful. Well, you are from the countryside. Surely you must know a blacksmith or two. Well, good. Yes, then we will go and visit one, I suppose. When you're better, obviously. In your current state, we would both be done for if someone were to attack us now. So we are going to stay here a bit longer. My father knows where I am, so he should send a raven sooner or later as well. And then we know what we must do. And if we don't receive word from my father, or if he tells us to stay here, then we will have to visit a blacksmith sooner or later, just in case someone finds this place. The further away from the capital, the better. for now. There are some old clothes here that we could use to disguise ourselves as peasants. I've always wanted to do that. But tonight we should stay here. I'm going to try to use the torch to light the fireplace. And you should try to sleep. And then perhaps by tomorrow we might hear from my father. And know what to do. Well, I will try to make a fire then. And don't you dare laugh if it doesn't work.